And you are just now regaining consciousness. The first thing that you feel is the ache. Your arms are pulled taut, and your wrists are locked in manacles that bite into your skin. Your boots drag against uneven cobblestones, your body half supported by two guards on either side. You're being moved, you realize, the rough grip of your captors jerking you forward with every step. The muffled din of Vallaki fills your ears, the occasional slam of a shutter, hurried footsteps, whispers barely audible over the thud of a dozen soldiers' boots. Heads poke out of the doorways, their eyes wide, staring at you, and then quickly retreating. You're a sight to see, dragged, bruised, bloodied, and surrounded by a very small battalion. And when you do finally lift your eyes, the Reformation Center looms ahead.
Third private session.
That's what my note is called.
Boy.
The structure looms like a gray monolith, its fortress-like walls exuding more authority than any of the other buildings in Vallaki have had. From what you can tell, it's positioned just behind the burgomaster's mansion, so you haven't been out for long.
Mm-hmm.
Silhouettes of the ever-watchful guards are pacing around the tower's summit, their eyes scanning the streets below and locking on you as you approach. Two guards stand at attention beside the heavy front doors, and in unison, they step forward to swing the doors open.
Oh boy.
The heavy wooden doors slam shut behind you, and you are dragged further forward into what looks to be a courtroom, though any sense of justice feels long absent. There is a partition of iron bars that slices the entire room in two, but you are yanked forward past it, towards a side door and into the bowels of the building. The guards drag you into the holding area, and they shove you roughly against the wooden cabinet along the wall, and without a word, they begin to strip you of your belongings.
Didn't have much either way. It's fine.
First, your weapons are taken, swords, daggers, and whatever else you might have concealed. And especially that shiny new axe. They toss each item into a growing pile on the bench, and your armor follows next, peeled away.
Had no armor.
Little, well, your outer coverings. You are by the end left standing in nothing but your undergarments. One guard sneers at you, waving your axe in your face. Won't be needing this where you're going.
No, I won't. I have two good friends right here, and I'll just crack my knuckles.
They grab you again, and they drag you towards the cell. The iron gate screeches open, and you are hauled through the threshold. And with a sudden, violent shove, the guards send you sprawling into the cell.
Well, I'll stand up. And then, well, what do these people look like? Do they look like starved? Do they look like they want to shank me? Do they have any shivs on them?
So you have got a woman here. She is holding her knees in the corner,
Hmm.
kind of hunched over. She is a wiry, dirty sort of woman, maybe in her early 30s. She doesn't seem like a threat, although her face does bear some faint scars. Though her lips are twitching occasionally as she's like silently mouthing words, and she has like this nervous energy about her, sort of constantly wringing her hands that are holding her legs close to her. Um, then you have a man standing here, sitting on the bench rather. Um, and he is gaunt and middle-aged. He's got what would seem to be prematurely gray hair because he doesn't seem quite so old as that. He's got a blind eye, calloused hands of a laborer that currently are shaking, whether from malnutrition or despair. It is hard to tell. He is quite thin.
So they're both avoiding eye contact. That's good.
They are.
That's good.
They are at the moment.
Mm.
Isaac, he strides up to the bars and scowls at you as the others leave. And his look is one of complete contempt and disgust. You're not here because of the guards you killed. They were armed. They had a chance. But Lady Lydia, Vargas's hounds, they were defenseless. And now look at you, stripped of everything. You're nothing but a wretch.
Oh, and you're much better than me, are you? How many children have you killed?
He narrows his eyes at you. Fewer than you think.
Oh, I do think I have you beat by quite a few, for sure. But I don't go thinking you're any better than me. You're just another dog, like I used to be.
He steps back and shakes his head. You don't deserve mercy. You
Neither do
don't
you.
even you don't even deserve the air that you're breathing.
Hmm.
And he turns and storms out of the room, leaving you alone with the other prisoners' silent stares and two rather bored-looking guards, one of whom sprawls out onto the bench the moment the captain departs.
Well, I will sneeze out any blood I have left in my nose and go sit next to this guy and just kind of look at him. Wait till he makes eye contact.
Uh, the man sits hunched on the bench. His eyes are hollow and distant, and as you sit down next to him, he looks up at you with a sad and tired expression, but he doesn't say anything. He doesn't make an offer of greeting or any attempt at conversation, at least at this very moment. He just gives you a quiet, resigned glance before he returns to staring at the floor and the bars of the cell.
So you're broken already, are you? That's a shame. I was hoping you'd be a bit more chatty.
Andor. I'm
Sterg,
Andor.
pleasure
Mm.
is all mine. So,
Mm.
what are you in here for?
He looks up for a moment, his expression sort of getting this tight, distant look, one that you find familiar, as it reminds you of your friend, but your companion, Gleister. Um, he says, "I I took a loaf of bread. I had 2 kids to feed, Audrey and Nana. My coin ran out, and they hadn't eaten in days. The Baron doesn't care about hunger, though. They caught me, and well, now I'm here."
How long ago? Well, how long has it been since you saw your kids? You think they're dead by now?
He sort of looks at you sharply with a scowl. But then he shakes his head. I don't know. I hope they're fine. And a couple of days now, I think. The windows in here let me see the passing of time. I've been awaiting trial, they said.
And these trials, have you ever seen anyone walk out of here, well, innocent? Or is it always guilty?
Well, I know a bit about this place before I came here, and people come out of here all right, but not the way they came in. And I don't know, I've never been here before myself, but people who leave this little temporary cage here, well, they certainly don't come back.
Well, do you know anything about that wretch in the corner who seems to be a bit lost? Pointing to the woman.
He shakes his head at you, though the moment you acknowledge her, she sort of like does this quick Gollum crawl a little bit closer to you, and her voice is low and rasping. Listen, don't you cause any trouble. They're always watching, and it never ends well for the ones who fight. You killed some guards, huh? That makes you a prize to them.
Oh.
Don't give them the satisfaction.
Prize, you say?
And she shuffles back up against the wall of your cell.
What was your crime then, crawler of the cells?
What's the matter to you? No one walks out of here. Not really.
Well, need to pass time somehow. I'd rather talk than stare at the wall and let my thoughts eat me alive.
Well, that'll get you, you know. I'm here for talking. Just talking. Said the Baron's little festivals are a joke. So they don't stop the devil. Nothing stops the devil. And you know what? I'm right. But here I am, rotting because the Baron's scared of shadow. So maybe you should stop asking your questions and keep your opinions quiet. Unless you want to end up worse off than me.
Well, I am still rather a bit hurt, and I am missing a few bones, so if you don't mind me, I am going to take a nap on this bench. If either of you disturb me, I might break your arm. So please leave me be for an hour as I try to take a short rest.
Whatever. And Andor, the man rather whose name you don't know, sorry, he turns
Say his
away.
name.
Oh, did he? Yeah, okay. Andor, he turns away. He seems to be a man of few words. Perhaps he's already been trapped in what you were trying to avoid, which is that spiral of too many thoughts.
Does the hour pass uneventfully?
It does.
Rather. It's nice.
The guard gets up from the bench a few times to walk around, but other than that, the door does not open until about maybe an hour and 45 minutes after you have um, sort of been there, though it's really sort of difficult for you to figure out how the time is passing here. But eventually, the door at the far end, it does open, and 3 individuals step into view. 2 of the guards from earlier.
Sick.
But one of them is a tall, slender elf who is draped in flowing robes with a high collar that obscures his mouth. He steps before your cell, his gaze sharp and fixed on you as he speaks in a calm and almost rehearsed sort of tone.
Citizen, you stand accused of violating the sanctity of the burgomaster's mansion and shedding innocent blood. A trial would be a waste of time, as your guilt is plain for all to see. You are sentenced to a reformation, a process to cure you of your tendencies. May the Morning Lord grant you clarity.
Spit
And
on the ground.
he gives you a cold look before motioning to the guards, whom, without another word, unlock the cell door, reaching in to take you, dragging you roughly from the cell.
I mean, I'll go willingly. I'm not resist for now. This guy looks cool.
You are tugged into the next room, which is a vast open chamber with high stone walls and a wide staircase in the center. The sound of heavy footsteps echo as you are led up the dark staircase, the air growing colder with each step. When you reach the top, you are further pushed into a room that begins to sort of feel like a twisted mockery of a sanctum. This room is cooler, calmer, finer than all the rest of the areas you've seen so far. But the darkness here seems to press in from every angle. It is not as well lit as the rest of the building, and there are heavy black curtains hanging in the corner, distorting the room and sort of warping the walls almost. One guard stands by the curtain. By the door that you've entered from, and another brings you through those curtains, bringing you to the center of the room, where there is a leather chair. There are straps that hang loosely from it. And as you are pushed down roughly into it, your eyes fall on a massive painting on the far wall. And it is a gross depiction of a demonic figure riding a flaming horse.
Does it look familiar?
It sure does. Especially that cruel grin on its face as it clutches the mutilated body of a child as terrified witnesses flee in horror.
Strahd. Gotcha.
Indeed. A figure is waiting for you beside that cruel seat, helping to strap you in as the guard departs. She is tall and pale-skinned, with her hair white and tied up half in braids, the rest cascading down her back. She bears a marked resemblance to the elf, presumably, that you just saw down below in the holding pen. And her eyes meet yours, sad but resolute, as though she is both mourning and determined to see her duty through. And she speaks to you in a calm and even sort of voice that is less filled with cruelty than some of the others. You are here because you do not understand. You are here because you believe you can defy the one who has claimed this land as his own. But I can show you the truth. I can open your eyes to what lies beyond rebellion, beyond defiance.
Okay.
The woman stands before you, her gaze sort of as if it's peering into your very essence. She does not speak as she begins to walk around you, but you can feel her presence invading your mind. And the air grows heavier for a moment, and it feels as if she's rifling through your memories, searching for the core of your defiance. Her voice is a soft, almost whisper in your mind, as if they were your own thoughts. You believe yourself justified, don't you? Your rebellion, your anger has straw, it all feels righteous to you. But why? Why do you fight a power you cannot possibly defeat?
I'll try and rustle around in the chains, try and break out.
Absolutely. Give me an athletics check. And then please make a wisdom save.
Brother. Fuck.
You strain against the straps. To no avail. They clink and rub and grip at your arms painfully. But you are still confined tightly to this wretched chair. But the struggle against your binds, it helps you prevent yourself from thinking about Mallory, about Gleister, about Nysa, Irina, any of your companions of recent days.
Watch your thoughts, lady. I might get a bit rowdy.
The woman's next movement is slow and deliberate as she simply smiles at you and your words, her fingers beginning to weave intricate patterns in the air. You feel a sudden, overwhelming compulsion to follow her fingers, your eyes drawn to the swirling lights and shifting colors that now dance in the air before you. The lights twist and pulse with an almost magnetic energy, and each movement pulls you deeper into a trance-like state. Another wisdom save, please.
Am I able to try and break out again or no?
Yes.
Amazing. Ooh.
It seems that even though you can feel the strength building in your arms, there is some sort of not mundane feeling that is keeping you trapped to where you are. You know that the strength, the flexation in your muscles, you know that you should be able to bust out of simple chains and leather, but something is keeping you restrained more than just in a physical sense. You can see the woman's face begin to twist in annoyance, and you can feel the hypnotic pattern begin to surge once more. And I will need another wisdom save, please.
I'll keep trying to break out because I'm a barbarian, but I don't think it matters because I don't think 14 passes.
The vibrant lights flicker and their warmth floods your senses, and you can feel your mind growing heavier, your thoughts slowing down as the woman's presence begins to wash over you completely. Your body feels so solidly rooted in place that you very likely could become a tree, left to sink your own roots down into dirt of Barovia, keeping you here forever. And your resistance begins to become a distant memory. A sense of calm starts to overtake you, numbing the sharp edges of your thoughts. And her voice cuts through this trance, smooth and lulling, gently coaxing you to listen to her words. Your mind resists because it fears the truth. You've always believed in your own righteousness, haven't you? You thought you were fighting for a noble cause, for something greater than yourself. But look around you, Sterg. The people who loved you are gone. The world is broken. Your actions, your defiance, only fuel more suffering. Do you see it now?
They just keep
And
grunting.
the words, they sort of seem to make sense to you. It's a hazy sort of logic that seems to dull the fire, your struggle. And her voice becomes even softer now. And her words carry an almost hypnotic cadence. It's almost as if she's speaking directly into your soul, bypassing all the barriers. And you can feel your thoughts become clouded, and a burning need to oppose her begins to fade further. Another wisdom save, please, at disadvantage.
Okay. I'm getting mind raped.
It's no longer a battle within yourself, but rather a gentle acceptance. Temptation to simply let go. Though as you thrash against your binds, you see her face grow in annoyance once more.
You think yourself strong? You think yourself powerful over all this magic shit? You think you can dig into my brain? Oh, my brain has been through a lot worse than this. A lot worse than your kind can imagine. Bane supports me. I give him suffering of others, and he gives me strength. He keeps me alive. He keeps me going. You cannot break me as long as he fucking lives. And he'll just keep grunting like the angry man.
And she steps back, her pale hands beginning to weave in the air. And it begins to feel oppressive, her voice distorting almost like a chant. Can I please have another at disadvantage wisdom save?
Oof, 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 oof.
As she casts fear upon the Sterg.
Oh my god! Fucking Bane's with me today!
Despite your opposition to her magic, she does not pause as another burst comes from her. And I will now need an intelligence saving throw, not at disadvantage.
You're trying to make me fail so bad. Okay, yeah, expected.
Before you now stands an illusion of your former comrade from the military. Their features are sharp and unmistakable, their uniform crisp, yet blood-stained. a haunting reminder of your wild and rampant anger. Their eyes burn with their own anger, their face twisted in a mix of rage and sorrow as it begins to crumple in on itself from invisible blows. It's not just any comrade, it's your friend, Corvan, your biggest regret.
Sterg, you coward. You couldn't even control your temper, could you? That's what I was to you, wasn't it? Just another target for your rage. You betrayed me, shattered my skull like I was nothing, like I wasn't your brother in arms. Do you think I don't see? That pathetic excuse you call guilt isn't for me, it's for yourself. You want punishment? Then take it, deserter. Take it, like the craven you are.
He is going to go limp, and he is going to start having tears build up on his eyes, as his left arm starts to shiver ever so increasingly.
The illusion advances, Corvin's broken blade raising as though to strike, and his voice grows louder, echoing Sterg's own buried self-loathing.
You think it makes this better? That dragging my sword around like some badge of shame makes it right? You killed me. You killed me. And now you sully my name by running, leaving others to pick up your mess. You deserve worse than this chair, Sterg. You deserve to rot, to be forgotten. You deserve nothing.
And the sword lowers just as it's about to cleave your own head into the oozing eyes of your friend, somehow conveying disgust.
You failed. Look at yourselves, a pathetic shadow of the soldier you once were. You abandoned the cause, abandoned us. Bane himself spits on your name. Do you think your survival was victory? It was cowardice.
Yeah, he is definitely starting to ball up. A lot of tears flowing down his eyes, and his face is just dead silent, just defeated.
Sterg's body is, limp, no longer struggling against its binds, as though resigned to the punishment, just as Corvan instructed him. And just as you are trying to blink back the tears, the illusion twists and it shifts into another face. This time, the priest from the church, the man you accidentally killed. His face is pale and gaunt, his eyes wide with shock and pain, a perfect mirror of your memories from that very moment. And he clutches at his chest, blood spilling between his fingers as he falls to his knees before you.
Why, sir? I trusted you. We all did. I prayed for you. I believed in you. This is how you repay us.
And he looks up at you. His eyes are boring into yours, and they are filled with betrayal.
You're nothing but a murderer. You've killed men, women, children. So many more will die because of your failures. How much more blood will stain your hands?
He starts to grit his teeth and has an extremely pained expression as he looks down on this innocent in front of him that he murdered in cold blood, in a rage. And he starts to shiver ever so more from his left arm, spreading out to his right arm, and slowly down to his legs.
The illusion's words are echoing in your ears, and you can feel the weight of this elf's spell pressing down on your mind. And her voice cuts through this haze, distant but clear, as if guiding the phantasm's accusations. This is who you are, Sterg. A man clinging to a broken faith, haunted by his own failures. Why fight it? Why not let us free you from this torment? Let go of the lies you tell yourself. Find peace. And her words seem a bit final, and her hands settle on the edges of your chair. And the room is calm. The absence of your resistance makes everything feel easier now. Like the path that she offers is the one you've been searching for all along. This is the path to salvation. Strahd's rule is eternal. You cannot win, but you can find peace. Let go of your defiance. Let go of your anger. Accept the Reformation.
Can you roll a persuasion check for me?
Yes. Oof. Gosh, the hypnotic on the map is making me hella dizzy. 1 second. Hello. Okay, here we go. Sorry.
Oh!
Nice.
And despite the tears, the building despair and self-loathing, he looks at her defeated as if he just wants it all to end. And then a glint of hope comes in his eyes. It starts small, a small little flame, a small spark. And he remembers life isn't all bad. He doesn't only kill people, he saved people. He saved children from being murdered by vampires. He saved his party from a giant demon monster. And as it all comes back, one by one, the flame builds and builds. And he goes from just pure depression to looking like motivation. And he yells out, "Leave my surroundings! You damn demon! I will not succumb. I ran once. I will not give in. I will not take the easy way. I will fight till I die. Whether by the hand of Strahd, or I will suffer, or I will kill him. I do not care how I perish. I do not care for my past. I will live until I feel I've done enough. Now leave my head." And he will spit at her. He will spit his pants.
Roll me a d20.
Okay. Beep. Boop. 50-50.
She tries to turn to the side as your lips pucker and your throat, but she's not fast enough, and the glob lands on her cheek. And she sort of flinches, her body completely still for a moment, and then her hand slowly lifts to her face. Her fingers gently sample the wetness on her cheek. She pulls her hand down to look at it, and she looks at you. And she steps back, and her expression is sort of sad, almost. Believe me, Sterg, we do not choose this path. None of us would wish this pain, but we know the consequences of refusing Strahd. You will understand soon enough, just as we did, what it means to live in blissful ignorance, where the struggle ends and the pain of defiance is forgotten. This is not punishment. This is salvation. You will be remade, not by your own will, but by the will of the land itself. Your soul will be free of rebellion, free of the anger that clouds it now. We have all suffered, and now we have learned. Peace can only come when you surrender.
What you
May the
describe as living is not living. What you describe is a long, long life of simply waiting to die. It's a suicide that lasts for years on end, just harming yourself, those around you. You are not living. You are simply waiting to die.
Give me a persuasion check on your end.
Okay. Oh, that's dog shit. Like an advantage?
What's dog shit? I don't see anything.
No, I mean my.
Oh, your abilities?
Advantage.
You do not. You're lucky you're not getting
Damn it.
disadvantage.
Oh, wow. 50-50 again. Even, man. Oh, wow.
For a moment, you see something flicker through her eyes. Whether it is fear, whether it is thought, it's hard for you to determine, but there is a falter in her regardless. But she simply steps up to you, places a cold hand on the top of your head. May the Morning Lord grant you clarity. And then she steps back, and as though the words are some sort of trigger, the curtain swings to the side as two of the guards return and begin to unstrap you. And you are dragged from the chamber and your chair.
Okay.
And if you choose to look back, she watches you with that same mixture of sadness, with that hint of something new. Down the steps to the main hall, you are dragged, and then through a locked door on the south end. You are then pulled down a narrow staircase, the air growing colder as you descend further into the bowels of the Reformation Center. The guards' hands on you are ironclad, their grips unyielding, with each step bringing you closer to an unsettling silence that seems to press in from all sides. Upon reaching the bottom and entering the main door, you are struck by an unsettling sensation. The silence of this room is deafening. So absolute that your own footsteps are as if the air itself has swallowed them. You blink, but the thick darkness of the hallway disorients you, your vision swallowed by the blackness. And there is the faintest of light coming from a pale blue orb hovering at the center of the hallway, offering just enough illumination to reveal a row of 8 cells on either side. The guards stop you in front of one of those cells. The doors, solid iron. And without warning, they shove you in against the back of the cell. The soundless air begins to press in all around you. And for a moment, you wonder if you'll ever hear again. The only noise in this dark, oppressive place is the fast, rhythmic sound of your heartbeat in your ears. You cannot hear the shuffling of your feet, the sound of your own breathing, the soft rustle of your clothing, or even the faint sounds of the guards leaving. There's nothing but the darkness and the weight of silence. The room seems to stretch on forever, and it is impossible to tell where the walls end and the darkness begins. What is going through Sterg's mind?
He is just sitting there and looking at the ground, thinking back at his life from when he was a young boy and got into military, when he left after doing a heinous war crime of killing his own valor brother in a blood rage, to when he became a farmer to try and forget it all, and it all just went south again, until he ended up working for a shady little businessman, eventually losing the will to live some way down the road, and now, for the first time, he cares. He doesn't want to die anymore. He wants to live. A slight flicker of life has returned to the man who's been dead for, well, most of his life, ever since that one fateful day on the battlefield. And where he will once only pray to Bane and hope for, well, to not feel anything, he now accepts the feelings of pain, anguish, hope, excitement. He just sits in it, taking it all in. For the first time in a long while.
And in the suffocating darkness, the cold, stale cell, somehow, you find a light within you at the end of the tunnel, ahead, and you hold on to that will as you are left in this complete sensory deprivation for 12 hours. Before the door is opened once more, though you have no idea that that has happened until hands are roughly grabbing at your shoulders. They drag you out and into the suddenly piercing, blinding light. Asha.
And as soon as you are dragged out, the light is blinding to you, and it starts all over again. They attempt to break your will. They bring you the ghosts of your past to assault you, to accost you, to shame you over and over and over again. But you hold on. And you hold on to that feeling somehow, as though a force that is outside of yourself is looking down on you and giving you the strength to hold on, to carry on just a little bit longer. And you can have an inspiration.
Okay.
And you can add this to your character sheet if you like. You get a new one-time use feature.
Okay.
Called Bane's Boon, the Mark of Survival. And I'm going to post this for you.
Oh, okay.
I figured it would be easier so that you don't have to just.
That's fine too. I was fully
Um,
prepared to have him break and go suicide mode.
He did so well.
It's so weird too. I was so ready for him to go fucking depressed, but no, he wants to live, I guess.
Yes.
Might just
All
get
right.
character
So
art now.
yeah, I guess so. I guess he's a more permanent fixture than you thought he would be.
Fucking bastard.
So, oh god damn it. You get this as a reward for enduring the unimaginable torment. You can choose if you like, or it will show directly over your left breast, above your heart, the black sigil or scar almost resembling a clenched fist to remind you of your god's favor. And you can choose from one of those 3 effects one time only.
One time, damn you. Oh well. I was hoping for a dawn thing once per day, but oh well. It's fine.
Unfortunately, Bane is not the most generous of gods.
Hey man, I'll take this shit. That shit's insane. I mean, shit, my graphics would be literally impossible.
Yeah, I will be living to regret this reward for you, yes.
Yeah, man, he did good. He deserves it.
So this is the end of the content that I created. I guess I overestimated how long it would take. But we made it to almost an hour. I halved your price for the session.
Okay.
Since it was kind of a half session. But I hope it was still an okay time for you. I hope that it was still enjoyable, a little bit of character development for Sterg Boy.
It was. I am surprised at the outcome. I was prepared to have a little brainwashed soldier to go kill his own party, but no.
I was so very interested to see. Yeah, I was so interested to see what Sterg post this session was going to look like, what he was going to become.
Shit, it was all about the rolls, and the rolls, goddamn. The fact that you went from breaking the spell's intelligence save. I don't know how you kept fucking succeeding.
Yeah, he doesn't strike me as the wisest. What's his wisdom even? You only have a 14 wisdom. It's not even high.
Yeah, it was a +2.
Bane truly was with him this evening.
Yeah, he wanted to live, I guess.
He sure did.
I was so off guard. I was expecting, I gotta renounce Bane now, and I gotta become a brainwashed soldier of the whatever the fuck Strahd worships. But no, I'm my own person, I guess. I might get character art now because I fucking have to. Oh well.
That would be very interesting to see the rendition of Sterg. We do love what Crow comes up with.
Yeah, it's the cooker.
All right. Well, I'm sorry that it wasn't a little bit longer. But this is a learning experience for my homebrew material. Thanks for being the guinea pig. Yes, I am sure it's not the worst thing in the world. And you have no problem with this recording being shared with the group, right?
No, I don't mind at all.
A fun little bonus episode for everybody.
Yeah, a little DLC.
Unfortunately, due to the difficulties with Saturday's session, I won't be able to have Sterg in next Saturdays.
I don't mind at all.
But I figured you'd be okay with sleeping extra.
I don't mind at all.
It does suck a little bit because the 14th, the following Saturday, there's also no session. But fine. I'm going to cook up. Light. Yes, you will have Witchlight.
Okay.
I am gonna try and cook up one-shot material for that Saturday though.
Okay.
Dungeon of the Mad Mage.
Ooh, that's a one-shot. That's a campaign thing.
Well, no. It's not a one-shot, but it's not super story heavy, lore based. It's something you can just kind of pick up, put down.
Yeah, I saw it. I've seen the story thing. It's like 20 levels of the shit ton of things.
Yes, exactly. So I thought that would be good to have on deck for those moments when maybe most of the group is available, and it's important for everybody to be there. So we need to find something else to do. So that's my plan currently. I'm going to try and work on that. But yay, Nysa, did you have fun? She might not even be there.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. I muted you.
Okay. Yeah. I was muted on my headset too. Yeah. That was intense. That was intense.
Yeah, that was exciting. That was exciting to see those rolls. I'm so proud of Sterg.
I'm surprised by his Sterg.
I like it when the gods intervene. I think that's like for the sake of story. I think that's just like so fun.
Reminds me of fucking Malik with the the Harrigan shit. I did not expect it to go the far they did. I was thinking, oh, I'll just get a little sneak attack. No, I get a whole little bunny brigade.
Yeah, we still have to go check in on them.